Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're reviewing the Honda ZR-V. There are two trims in New Zealand. One is the ZR-V Turbo that comes with the 1.5 liter turbo engine. This one is the ZR-V Sport that comes with a 2 liter engine that's paired up with an electric motor. So it's a hybrid car. So the power output is around 320 horsepower and about 500 Newton meters of torque. And this one starts at around $55,000. And the ZR-V Turbo, that's the lesser version, it starts around $47,000. Looking at the outside of the ZR-V, it has a very sporty and interesting design that is quite different from the rest of the Honda lineup. The front grille is a large grille that's really functional, so everything's open, and down here as well we have a 360 camera. So this is the front camera. We have different sensors. We also have an air vent on the side that channels air through to the wheel arch and come out from these holes down here. The headlight looks pretty okay, pretty good. Doesn't have that much detail though. We have an L-shaped daytime running light, and these are the low beams and high beams. The side profile actually looks quite sporty. It's a compact SUV, so it's not very large in terms of its size. And we have a sloped back design, which make this car looks sportier and more streamlined. So on the side, we have camera underneath the mirror. We have 18-inch alloy wheels front and back. This is a square setup, so tires are the same for all four sides. They are 225, 55 R18 tires. Looking at the back, we have LED tail lights. That looks pretty good, quite sculptured. And we have the Honda ZR-V badge and the HEV badge down the side. We have two exhaust outlets on either side of the car. Looking inside the engine bay, it's a quite spacious engine bay. There's quite a lot of space between the radiator and the engine. That's good for cooling. So this is a hybrid system. So you have an electric motor, and also everything is paired up with a CVT transmission. So the drive is actually quite smooth. We have touchless tailgate opening. So there's a sensor down at the rear bumper. If I use my feet to go in, just to trigger the sensor with my key in the pocket, the tailgate will open automatically. The boot space of the ZR-V is actually quite large. It's very practical, and also it's very flat. There's no high lip or edge between the edge of the door and inside of the boot space. And also this panel here is very interesting. You can lift this up to hold it in place. And inside here, there is a very deep compartment. The interior quality is actually very good. I think it's a very well designed cabin. The new design language of the Honda vehicles has this honeycomb grille that runs horizontally all across the dashboard. It looks really good. Has a lot of detail to it, and it's very easy to use, very tactile, up and down, left and right. Feels very nice. And the steering wheel is a typical Honda steering wheel. It feels really good. I like the Honda steering wheel. It has the right size and it's lined in leather, feels really good. On the left hand side, we have the multimedia controls. And on the right hand side, we have the cruise control. The steering wheel also comes with flappy pedals. The dashboard is, again, a typical digital Honda dashboard. We have gauges on the left to show you the battery level, and on the right, showing you the fuel level. The screen is quite bright and very easy to read. On the left, it shows you the power percent and your charge. On the right hand side is your speed. Again, very intuitive, really easy to use. And if you change the modes, which you can with the mode selector down here, if you press Sport, the gauge changes to a slightly red color. So it's good that at least they have a little bit of difference between the modes. We have normal, and then we have eco. These scroll buttons are also really easy to use. You scroll them up and down to change the function you're looking for, from phone, FM, AM, USB, Bluetooth, apps, customize, and back. And you press the button to select. On the right hand side, you can also toggle through these gauges. So you have different settings for the car, brightness, your safety, your navigation, and your trip meters. So if you press the home button, this is the home screen. We have the typical tabs for all your apps, navigation, phone, FM, Bluetooth, and vehicle settings, general settings. Let's go to general settings. So you can connect your phone, your connections, your display, your camera. So that's really simple. Vehicle settings. In the driver assist system setup, we have all the safety features, which is really important for this type of family SUV. It's good to have all these systems always protecting you. One interesting feature with this hybrid vehicle is the power flow chart. So while you're driving, this chart actually moves to show you whether you are generating the battery and whether you are using power, how much consumption you are using, how much range you have. So it's a really handy tool to have it open while you're driving, just to monitor your car. The rear view camera and the 360-degree camera is also really good. The resolution is really clear and very bright and very accurate as well. Down here we have physical buttons for the AC system. And over here we have wireless phone charging port, a 12V socket down here, 2 cup holders. I actually quite like the design of the drive selector system. So they're all in button form and it's lined up in a line, which is really easy to see. We have P for park, you press this for reverse, that's for neutral, and press this for drive. So really easy to use. And down here is the drive mode selector. This is the hill descent button. We have the electric handbrake, brake auto hold down here. Also down here, we have a small storage area for your smaller items. And we have charging ports on either side, one here and the other one right here. These seats are fully lined in leather. They are very comfortable and the bolstering is not bad. It holds you in place and they are electrically adjusted. So you can go front, back, up and down, and your incline of your backrest. And also you have memory seat functions. You have 1 and 2, so you have 2 memory seat settings, so that's really handy if you have multiple person driving this vehicle. On the front door card, we have soft plastic on top of here, Everything else is lined in leather where your hands touch. That's really nice, feels really quality. And we have a larger storage bin compared to the rear doors. We have one for your bottles, the other one maybe for your smaller personal belongings. So moving to the inside of the car, the back seats, we've got plenty of knee room, about 2.5 fists. I'm 175 centimeters tall, and I have about a fist of headroom. Inside here, in terms of comfort, we have vents for the rear passengers, and we have 2 charging ports for your phone. We have a handrest right here with cup holders, and the seats are lined in leather for the ZR-V Sport trim. On the rear door card, this is plastic, but it's soft material. We have leather for all the touch points. That feels really nice. And we have a cup holder down here for your water bottles. The ZR-V Sport also comes with a 12-speaker Bose sound system. There is also heated steering wheel that's really useful in the wintertime. And also we have heated seats for both the driver and the front passenger. We have heated seats for the rear passengers as well. That's a really premium feature to have. Right now we are in normal mode. The suspension actually feels quite supple, very compliant, very good for this type of vehicle. I just hit a speed bump. Let's try another one. It feels very composed over speed bumps. Yeah, soaks up really well. And the throttle response feels quite good. The initial pickups is really great because this car has quite a lot of torque. It's got 500 Newton meters of torque, which is plenty. So the initial throttle travel, you don't have to press it very much for the car to move very smoothly. So that's a really good feeling, especially when you're driving in the city or in traffic, in slow speeds. The immediacy of the pickup makes the car feel quite light, feel like a much lighter car than its size. Well, I really like the power this car has. 500 Newton meters, 320 horsepower. It's not small numbers. If I press the pedal like full throttle, it actually picks up really well. And also it doesn't sound bad. It has a bit of engine and exhaust sound, which it makes this car feels a little bit more sporty and a little bit more engaging. I really like the steering of this vehicle. The weight is just right. It's not too light, it's not too heavy, and the direction change feels very accurate. Although there's not much feel, this is not a sports car, so it doesn't need to have too much feel. But the weight of it is just perfect. And the size of the steering wheel also is just the right size. The thickness is just right. And the leather feels really good. So it's a very pleasant feel driving this vehicle, holding the steering wheel. The NVH is really good. You don't have much tire roar. The noise buffering is really good. Also, the interior quality feels really good. There's no rattles or creaks. Everything feels very solid. The visibility is great. We've got large window areas. It's very easy to see out from both sides. And the rear wind mirrors are very big, so it's really easy to see what's behind you as well. Now let's try sport mode. Turning the corner. Ooh. I like the engine output. It has quite a lot of power for a small vehicle like this. It's not a big SUV, although it's not a small car like the Golf or the Jazz, but it has more power though. So the car feels quite light on its feet, which is really good. And the chassis feels very solid, typical of Honda. The handling is always there, you can always feel the motorsport pedigree inside any of their cars. The brakes are also really good. There's a lot of initial bite. I think this is also a good trait from Honda cars. Their brakes are always very confidence inspiring, especially the front half of the pedal travel. It's not super sensitive, so it's not too grabby when you are driving in city traffic. But once you press it down, the stopping power feels quite immediate, so it gives you a lot of confidence with these brakes. I think the driving dynamics of this car, it does feel quite sporty, so it suits how it looks. I think Honda advertised this car as a sporty SUV, and they designed it that way as well in terms of the looks. I think it's better than most of the compact SUVs out there in terms of handling, in terms of power, and once you're in sport mode, everything sharpens up a little bit. I think the steering weight heavies up a little bit, and the throttle response definitely sharpens as well. And the handling is great for this type of vehicle. Turning into corners feels very confidence inspiring, and also it's quite composed. And the suspension, it gives enough support throughout the corners, but also soaks up all the bumps on the road. It's a very, very good car, a very good SUV to drive. It's been really fun reviewing and driving this vehicle. I think Honda did a really good job with the powertrain and also the chassis as well. It feels like a very sporty SUV. So they've portrayed this sporty image for the ZR-V really, really well. And also it's very fuel efficient. 5.5 liters per 100 kilometers is a great figure for a hybrid car like this. So if you're looking for a sporty compact SUV for the family, this is definitely something you should look into. It drives great and it's very practical, and the whole quality of it is very, very good. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be bringing you more contents like this in the future. So please subscribe, hit that like button, and follow us. Thank you so much. Bye.